Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm here again with Knitting Natter to talk about what's in my knitting toolkit. Hi, welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm here with another Knit and Natter Vlogmas, and we're talking more about what's in my knitter's toolkit. What do you need? What are all those little extras that you need apart from your needles and your yarn? I'm going to talk to you about one more thing that's in here, and then we'll have one more video about this tomorrow. If you want to see all of these Vlogmas videos in one place, then hit subscribe, click on the little notifications bell, and you'll have these Vlogmas videos right in your notifications, and you can go to my channel page as well and look at the playlist there. We've had quite a few Vlogmas videos now, and quite a lot about my knitter's toolkit as well, so make sure you're subscribed so you can find out and see more of them. Right, today I'm talking about stitch markers. This is where, not stitch holders like I talked about yesterday where you hold stitches, but where you mark places along the road. You may have seen in this that there are little plastic ones in here too, if you were careful enough and you saw those when I was talking about this little pouch earlier this week. Those little plastic ones are stitch holders as well, stitch markers as well. You just hang them off of the stitch, or you put them on the needle as you're working. These work in the same way. I bought all of these from Etsy. They are made by jewelers, and it's an ideal place to say add a little bling to your knitting, a little bit of interest while you're knitting. But why do you need stitch holders? Well, there can be places in a pattern where you're doing a specific thing over and over again, or there's a place in a pattern where you do one thing on every row and you have to remember where that point is. When you add that point, you add a stitch marker to that point on the needle or on the stitch, and when you get to that stitch marker, you know you have to do a specific part of the pattern. It's really helpful to say, phew, I didn't forget it this time. Now these have got large enough holes for them to fit on quite a few sizes of needles. Same with these, and these are more to hang on the knitting. But why would you want to do that? Well, to hang on the knitting is a great option if you want to remember which is the right side and which is the wrong side. You see this in crochet as well. You want to make sure that you're looking at the right side or the wrong side. You put the marker on it to prove that that is the right side of the knitting. So if you get confused whether you're doing a knit row or a purl row, or you want to make sure that when the pattern says with right side facing, you know that by using the stitch marker you have that little clue to help you remember which side is outside and which side is inside. Stitch markers can be really helpful, and especially if you're a beginner, they can be a great way of helping you remember things that maybe as an experienced knitter you don't need to remember so much. As an experienced knitter myself, if I'm going across a lace pattern and it's repeated 10 times across the row, I don't tend to use these so much. I tend to count in my head and just get on with it. That's because I've done so many lace patterns in my years of knitting that it's just natural to me. It's like automatic pilot. But if you're a beginner knitter and you're just getting used to it, you're just learning about these, then stitch markers are a great way to go. Okay, now if you are beginning to knit and you're wondering how much of this stuff do you need, well, how about you come over and join me for Novice Knitter. Novice Knitter is going to give you all sorts of ideas about how to start knitting, which things to knit first, which materials you need and which tools you need to start you off for knitting. Novice Knitter is the Level 1 and Level 2, they're both available to buy from my website. I'll put the link in the description below. Just go and have a look and see what you can find, whether you want that or whether you actually want to start cable or lace knitting as well. Those beginner courses are there too. I'm doing a live round of Novice Knitter in January. It'd be great to have you with me. I'm going to open a Facebook group as a bonus and do Q&As in there so that you can get to grips with novice knitting, with beginning to knit, with starting to knit, and with everyone else in there as beginners cheering you on and motivating each other. It will be a great way to start your new year. Okay, I will see you again tomorrow for another video. We're going to talk about everything else that's in my kit tomorrow, just those last few bits that I haven't talked about already. I will see you for that. Bye for now. Happy knitting.